So you live out in the country? Is it nice out there? I bet it's beautiful, right? It's quiet and just so enjoyable. Everything else is good. And, sure. So you're alone and you have all those chores to do? That's kind of heavy, isn't it? Well, I'm already thinking about two things. One, you can get some people out of St. Louis to come and visit you for the weekend. For the weekend, and spend time at your house, because I bet they would love the outdoors. And what a wonderful place to meet Jesus. Oh, if people knew they could go out to the country, they would make time. But you know what? If not, get the youth group in the church to bring their friends to mow your lawn and to spend the day over there. 5 acre. Well, they need to bring a lot of friends from high school. And don't give them the tractor, give them the push mower. You know, what a wonderful time the kids would have if, for example, you told them it's a Sunday at your house and they brought friends from high school. You got them on the mowing equipment and so on. They mowed it, and afterwards they played volleyball out there in the outdoors and did different activities. And then they went back to the city. A lot of city kids have never seen the fields. They don't know what grass looks like. Well, okay, well, our sister lives out in the country alone, and so there's no neighbors. She loves to do things, but it's kind of a challenge. And so we were suggesting some of the things. Really, you could imagine anything, and that's the thing that we need to be praying about. Lord, how can I use what I have, what I'm passionate about, where I am, all to your glory? You had your hand up? Something that you lack? Well, what is it that we lack? Oh, all right. In Brazil, a lack, just one, a lack. Do you know that one of the greatest soul winners of Brazil brings about 200 people to Jesus every year? Can't read? They can't read. He can't read. So what he does, he goes to his friends and he says, you know, I can't read. And someone told me there's a very interesting Bible text somewhere around here, and he knows all the verses by heart. He has it marked, and he says, right here, would you read that to me? And then he says, and this text too, I just want to know because they told me this was important. And he does that with his friends, and every time he does it, he gives them a Bible study. Because he can't read. So he has his friends read to him the Bible. He has people come over to his house. He asks neighbors to come over to his house to read to him the Bible. And every one of those has given their life to Jesus Christ. Has taken a lack and turned it into a ministry. Now, I'd like to tell you a little bit about something that's going on in our lives as of lately. Well, I'll give you some ideas. Kids, intercessory prayer groups in a neighborhood, small group for kids. We think about the intercessory prayer groups as adults. You know who really captures their imagination prayer? Is kids. Get kids in a small group, going around the neighborhood. Get them letting the neighborhoods know, 6, 7-year-olds, we're praying for you. Jesus is answering. And they won't be shy to go to a door or leave a door hanger with a prayer request or whatever. They would love to do that. And guess what? I believe that God doesn't want to let our kids down. When I pray for people that don't know the Lord, you know what I tell them? I tell the Lord, Lord, answer the prayer. You don't want to let them down. And he does. Because God wants to save lost people. One-wing ministering angels. We can only fly embracing each other, sharing our needs and embracing each other through difficult times. A goal, God on a league, faith-based teams and coaching. And not only that, when the Super Bowl comes around, get your neighbors. How many of you have seen The Window? The Window. Well, I need to, I don't have the movie here, but I'm going to show it to you next time. It is an amazing movie about a family who shared passions and brought hope to their neighbors. A-OK, Adventist Acts of Kindness. That movie I'm going to show you this afternoon. You've got to see what they're doing in Vancouver, Canada. Did you know that Vancouver, Canada is probably one of the most irreligious places in the North American continent? More so than California and Seattle. And yet, the church in Surrey, the Adventist church in Surrey, Langley, Surrey, has grown by leaps and bounds from a church of about 150. They now number 750. You know how they do it? A-OK. Acts of kindness. Extreme home makeover. They actually make over homes. And I'm going to show you the video. It's incredible. Do you know how much a church puts into it? Nada. They've worked it out where actually businesses donate the whole thing, and what they put in is their time. But for every person, Adventist, that works in the extreme home makeover, there's a non-Adventist who's working beside them, sharing their talents and their gifts, electrical, plumbing, whatever, to do this. It's gotten in the newspaper. This church has grown just by sharing acts of kindness with people. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Faith-based coaching kids, golfing for blessings. We already mentioned that, kids on a mission. DY. You know what some ladies did, by the way? They told me this. They go and get their hair done on a weekly basis. Not cut, because you can only cut it so much. But they get their hair done on a weekly basis, and they both go together. So when they sit down and they're doing their hair, they start talking. Did you hear what the pastor said last week? And they actually share their sermon with each other. And the hairdressers have to listen to it. And then they ask questions and so on. And so they have a beauty salon ministry. Oh, some are already liking that. If you stay later, I'll share with you a shoe ministry. Oh no, it's all right. But one thing that was happened with us lately, and then I'm going to finish here, is a friend of ours, a dear friend of ours, has, with the hard times, has started working in a tattoo parlor and piercing. And they're dear friends, but it seems that the economic times have driven them to doing that kind of work. We wanted to show with my wife that we love them, and that we care for them. So we go on a weekly basis, sometimes even between the week, just to sit in the tattoo parlor, just to sit there. And when between their piercings and tattoos, they come over, and everybody comes over to say hello to the minister that sits in the tattoo parlor. And I let them know that we love them. I'm not judgmental, and so we sit there, we chat about different things. And we've been doing that for several months now. Just we go over if we have some free time. And I noticed that in tattoo parlors, a bunch of people sit there. They come over and they just shoot the breeze in these places because they're, it's like the bar but without the drinks. And you can't have drinks in a tattoo parlor, and you can't smoke in there either. But so it's and one of the people that we met there, a friend of this friend of ours, dear friend, Ashley, her father, a farmer, last week Monday passed away of a heart attack, 61 years old, driving his pickup, just died instantly and drove into a cornfield. So I called this friend up and I said, would you let Ashley know that our thoughts, our prayers are with her? And if we can do anything, just let us know. Half an hour later, they called and said, Ashley knows you're a minister. She asked if you would have the funeral service. So they don't know a minister that they can have the funeral service. I'm in the middle right now this weekend. So I apologize if I'm scatterbrained. This weekend is in the middle of a doctoral class, an intensive, 6 hours a day. We get back and we keep on teaching. We finished on Friday. And it was a hard week, but I noticed in my schedule that the time of the funeral, I had a guest speaker at that time. And I said, praise the Lord, I'm going to do the funeral. The reason I want to do the funeral is this, because I knew Ashley. I know now what many people think. And the thought was, God took him and didn't even have the courtesy to say why. Are you with it? As God being a capricious God, doing whatever he wants. When we had the funeral, that was the stone they put by his graveside. Exactly those words. God took him. He never said bye, and we don't know why. I knew that would happen. That's why I wanted to hold a funeral. Because that was going to drive them so far away from God. The misconception that God takes people. And so I held a funeral this week on Tuesday. And I talked about a loving God. And that Daryl had a loving father that knew everything. And I'm not going to repeat the funeral to you, but what a wonderful opportunity to bring hope in the midst of sorrow. To the point that actually I didn't know, but most of their family, they're not Christian, but their family is Lutheran. And a whole 200-300 people that came to the funeral never thought that an Adventist minister could preach about hope to Lutherans and about the hope of the second coming. And so even Ashley afterwards sent message, because I could not stay for the luncheon. She sent message that she has a different picture about God. And that is helping her to go through this situation of losing her father. Are you with it, folks? What I'm saying? All we did was we sat in a tattoo parlor. So if you go to the St. Joseph area once in a while, and you look in a tattoo parlor and you see Pastor Schmidt and his wife, I'm not getting a tattoo. I am not getting a tattoo. I don't care where. Is that all right? No, if you have one, that's fine with you, but I am not, even hidden. But anyways, but but the people that work there are such wonderful people, lovely people, and the kind of people that come in, their hearts are so wonderful. And when they talk to you, they talk with such longing about knowing God, about who this God is. And that's why we're there. So, you see, a ministry opportunity just born out of sitting down. We also had, a long time ago, donuts for Jesus. That's what this is all about. We actually used to go to a donut shop at 10 o'clock in the morning when all the old codgers from the community would meet. Do you know that donut shops are populated by the groups of that know everything and who got married and so on in small community? And we used to go with a friend to have donuts for Jesus, and we were the ministers of the group. And they would share with us, and we would share with them. But I tell you, this is what it did, and now it's just done with. All right, we're going to take a break. I want you to keep on thinking, praying, asking God, because if you're not coming up with something, God has it for you. He has a wonderful plan for your life, and all you need to do is ask Him, Lord, where are we? And you'll start getting ideas and visions. Now, I want you to do something else. During the break, you can get up and do whatever you'd like, but I want you to take the hold of one of the people, their hand, of one of the people that are here, the people that you're talking with, and tell them this. Take their hand. Is that all right? Take their hand. Your name is?
Jesse Red.
Jesse?
Red.
I'm wanting to do this, but I know that we'll get busy with life. Jesse, would you remember me in your prayers?
Yes, I will.
So that I'll follow through. that I'll follow through with gardening for Jesus or sharing for Jesus, that I'll follow through, that I'll make time every week to be able to go to see my friends. Is that all right? Pray for me. Thank you. Did you see that? I want you to do that. I want you to ask the person beside you during the break, keep me in your prayers, because I want to follow through. And once in a while, ask me how I'm doing. Okay? Go ahead, and then take a break, and then we'll come back for the worship service.